Camp Century, a covert military installation established by the United States in the early 1960s, serves as a fascinating focal point in the context of the Cold War, a period marked by intense geopolitical tension between the US and the Soviet Union. This era was characterized by the looming threat of nuclear warfare, as both superpowers raced to develop and stockpile nuclear arsenals, leading to a climate of fear and suspicion. In this high-stakes environment, Camp Century was conceived as part of a broader strategy to counteract potential Soviet advances in the Arctic region. Nestled beneath the ice of Greenland, the camp was not merely a research facility. It was a strategic outpost designed to test the feasibility of deploying nuclear missiles and conducting military operations in extreme conditions. The secretive nature of Camp Century was paramount, as its existence was shrouded in mystery, with the U.S. government keen to keep its operations under wraps to maintain a strategic advantage over its adversaries. The camp was equipped with advanced technology for its time, including a network of tunnels and facilities that allowed for year-round habitation, all while remaining hidden from prying eyes. This clandestine aspect has fueled numerous theories and speculations about what truly transpired within its icy confines. Some suggest that Camp Century was a testing ground for experimental weapons, while others believe it served as a base for espionage activities aimed at monitoring Soviet movements in the Arctic. The camp's abrupt closure in 1967 only added to its enigmatic legacy as the U.S. government dismantled the facility and left behind a wealth of unanswered questions. Today, as we delve into the history of Camp Century, we invite viewers to explore the layers of secrecy and intrigue that surround this unique military installation. What secrets lie buried beneath the ice? What implications did its existence have on Cold War dynamics? Join us as we unravel the mysteries of Camp Century and its significance in the broader narrative of Cold War history. In 2016, a team from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, led by researcher Alex Gardner, made a groundbreaking discovery that would shed light on a long-forgotten military installation known as Camp Century. Gardner, an expert in remote sensing and radar technology, was analyzing data collected from ice-penetrating radar systems when he stumbled upon an unusual radar signal beneath the Greenland ice sheet. This signal, characterized by its distinct layering and structure, piqued the interest of the research team, prompting them to investigate further. Initially, the radar data presented a puzzling challenge. The team was unsure of what they were observing. The signals indicated the presence of a large, man-made structure buried deep within the ice. But the nature and purpose of this structure remained unclear. As they delved deeper into the analysis, the team began to piece together the clues, leading them to the realization that they had uncovered the remnants of Camp Century, a secret U.S. military base established during the Cold War. This revelation was both surprising and significant, as it highlighted the intersection of military history and modern scientific exploration. The initial confusion surrounding the radar signals transformed into a moment of clarity as Gardner and his colleagues recognized the implications of their findings. Camp Century had been designed as a research facility and a strategic military outpost, but its existence had largely faded from public memory after its closure in the late 1960s. The discovery not only reignited interest in the camp's history, but also raised questions about the environmental impact of such installations, as the remnants of the base were now trapped in the melting ice. Gardner's work exemplified how modern technology could uncover hidden narratives from the past, bridging the gap between historical events and contemporary scientific inquiry. As the team continued to analyze the data, They were not only uncovering the story of Camp Century, but also contributing to a broader understanding of how climate change is revealing the secrets of our past, making this discovery a significant milestone in both military history and environmental science. The establishment of Camp Century in Greenland was rooted in the geopolitical landscape of the early 1950s, particularly following the signing of the 1951 Greenland Defense Agreement between the United States and Denmark. This agreement allowed the U.S. to maintain a military presence in Greenland, recognizing the strategic importance of the island during the Cold War. As tensions escalated between the United States and the Soviet Union, Greenland emerged as a critical location for monitoring Soviet activities and ensuring the security of North America. Its geographical position made it an ideal site for early warning systems and military operations aimed at countering potential threats from the Arctic. The U.S. military recognized that a robust presence in this remote region was essential for maintaining an edge in the ongoing arms race and for projecting power in the Northern Hemisphere. In this context, Camp Century was established in 1959 as a secretive research facility and military outpost. The camp was designed to test the feasibility of operating in extreme Arctic conditions, with the primary goal of developing capabilities for nuclear missile deployment and other military operations. The U.S. sought to understand how to effectively utilize the harsh environment of Greenland for strategic purposes, leading to the construction of a network of tunnels and facilities beneath the ice. This innovative approach allowed for year-round habitation and operations, while also keeping the camp hidden from potential adversaries. The strategic importance of Greenland during the Cold War cannot be overstated. The island served as a vital link in the U.S. defense strategy, providing a staging ground for surveillance and reconnaissance missions over the Arctic and into Soviet territory. The establishment of Camp Century was a direct response to the military's need for a foothold in the Arctic, enabling the U.S. to monitor Soviet movements and maintain a deterrent posture. As the Cold War progressed, the camp became emblematic of the lengths to which the U.S. was willing to go to secure its interests in a rapidly changing global landscape. Ultimately, Camp Century represented not only a military installation, but also a symbol of the strategic imperatives that defined U.S. foreign policy during this tumultuous period. Project Iceworm was an ambitious and secretive initiative undertaken by the United States during the Cold War, aimed at establishing a network of nuclear missiles beneath the Greenland ice sheet. The primary goal of this project was to create a mobile and concealed missile launch system that could be deployed in close proximity to the Soviet Union, thereby enhancing the U.S. military's strategic capabilities in the Arctic. The plan involved drilling tunnels deep into the ice to house intercontinental ballistic missiles (ICBMs), allowing for rapid response times in the event of a nuclear confrontation. This innovative approach sought to leverage the unique geography of Greenland, turning the icy expanse into a formidable deterrent against potential Soviet aggression. However, the execution of Project Iceworm required an extraordinary level of secrecy. The U.S. government understood that the success of such a project hinged on its ability to remain hidden from both the Soviet Union and the American public. The clandestine nature of the initiative necessitated strict operational security measures, including the use of covert projects to divert attention from the true objectives of the program. Camp Century, which was officially presented as a research facility, focused on Arctic conditions and military operations, served as a crucial distraction. By framing Camp Century as a benign scientific endeavor, the U.S. military could mask the more aggressive intentions of Project Iceworm, allowing them to conduct operations without raising suspicions. The implications of Project Iceworm were significant, as it represented a bold step in the arms race between the US and the Soviet Union. The establishment of a hidden network of nuclear missiles would have fundamentally altered the strategic landscape, providing the US with a powerful tool for deterrence. However, the project also raised ethical and environmental concerns, as the potential consequences of a nuclear accident in such a fragile ecosystem were profound. Ultimately, the ambitious goals of Project Iceworm reflected the intense pressures of the Cold War, where the quest for military superiority often overshadowed considerations of safety and transparency. As the project unfolded, it became clear that the complexities of maintaining secrecy in such a vast and inhospitable environment posed challenges that would ultimately lead to its abandonment, leaving behind a legacy of intrigue and unanswered questions about the lengths to which nations would go in the pursuit of power. Camp Century was strategically presented to the American public as a pioneering military research facility, showcasing the United States' commitment to advancing Arctic operations during the Cold War. The U.S. Army produced a promotional video that highlighted the camp's innovative design and technological advancements, portraying it as a cutting-edge outpost dedicated to understanding the challenges of operating in extreme conditions. This video served as a crucial tool in shaping public perception, emphasizing the camp's role in scientific research and military preparedness, while downplaying its more secretive objectives related to nuclear missile deployment. In the promotional materials, the Army showcased a range of amenities and facilities that painted a picture of a modern and comfortable living environment for the personnel stationed there. The video featured images of well-equipped living quarters, dining facilities, and recreational areas, all designed to support the well-being of the soldiers and researchers. By highlighting these aspects, the Army aimed to foster a sense of pride and confidence in the military's capabilities, suggesting that Camp Century was not just a military installation, but also a place where innovation and human resilience thrived. This carefully curated image was intended to reassure the American public that their government was effectively addressing the challenges posed by the Cold War. However, the era in which Camp Century was presented to the public was marked by a different level of trust in government institutions compared to today. In the 1960s, many Americans were more inclined to believe in the narratives put forth by their government, viewing military initiatives as necessary for national security and global stability. The Cold War context fostered a sense of unity and purpose, with citizens often rallying behind government efforts to counter perceived threats from the Soviet Union. In contrast, contemporary society is characterized by a heightened skepticism toward government transparency and accountability. The revelations about secret military projects and the historical context of deception have led to a more critical public stance regarding government actions. This shift in public perception underscores the complexities of trust and transparency in governance. While Camp Century was initially presented as a beacon of progress and security, the reality of its secretive nature and the implications of its operations have since prompted a reevaluation of how military initiatives are communicated to the public. Today, the legacy of Camp Century serves as a reminder of the importance of transparency and the need for a more informed citizenry in the face of government actions that may not always align with public interests. The abandonment of Camp Century in the late 1960s was influenced by several critical factors, primarily centered around the shifting ice conditions in Greenland and the subsequent impact on the camp's infrastructure. Established as a military research facility, Camp Century was designed to operate beneath the Greenland ice sheet. However, as the years progressed, the dynamics of the ice began to change. The ice was not as stable as initially anticipated, leading to concerns about the structural integrity of the camp. The shifting ice posed significant risks, including the potential for tunnel collapses and other hazards that could jeopardize the safety of personnel stationed there. As these issues became more pronounced, the feasibility of maintaining operations at Camp Century came into question. The timeline of the camp's abandonment is somewhat murky, with the U.S. military officially closing the facility in 1967. However, the lack of a clear explanation for the closure has fueled speculation and intrigue. While the official narrative cited the deteriorating conditions and the impracticality of continued operations, many questions remained unanswered. The abrupt nature of the closure, coupled with the secretive history of the camp, led to various theories about what might have really transpired at Camp Century. Some speculate that the U.S. government may have been concerned about the environmental impact of the camp and the potential for nuclear materials to be released into the fragile Arctic ecosystem. Others suggest that the military may have shifted its focus to other strategic initiatives, deeming the Arctic base less relevant in the evolving landscape of the Cold War. Additionally, there are theories that propose the existence of undisclosed activities at Camp Century that went beyond its stated purpose. Some believe that the camp may have been involved in experimental weapons testing or other clandestine operations that were never fully disclosed to the public. The combination of these factors, the shifting ice, the timeline of abandonment, and the lack of transparency, has contributed to a sense of mystery surrounding Camp Century. As researchers and historians continue to investigate the camp's legacy, the unanswered questions about its closure serve as a reminder of the complexities and uncertainties that often accompany military operations, particularly in such a remote and challenging environment. The story of Camp Century remains a compelling chapter in Cold War history, inviting further exploration into the secrets that lie beneath the ice. The true purpose of Camp Century has long been a subject of speculation and intrigue, leading to various theories that extend beyond its official narrative as a military research facility. One of the more fascinating theories is the outer space theory, which posits that Camp Century was involved in human survival experiments aimed at preparing for potential extraterrestrial colonization. Proponents of this theory suggest that the U.S. military was interested in understanding how humans could survive in extreme environments, akin to those found on other planets. The camp's unique Arctic conditions provided an ideal testing ground for developing life support systems and survival strategies that could be applicable in outer space. This theory raises intriguing questions about the intersection of military research and space exploration during the Cold War, suggesting that the U.S. was not only focused on terrestrial threats, but also on the possibilities of life beyond Earth. Another theory that has emerged is the weather manipulation theory, which suggests that Camp Century may have been involved in clandestine efforts to control or manipulate weather patterns. This theory is rooted in the broader context of geoengineering, where governments explore ways to influence climate and weather for strategic advantages. The implications of such a project would be profound, as controlling weather could provide military advantages in warfare or disaster response. If true, this theory would highlight the lengths to which the U.S. government was willing to go in its pursuit of military superiority, raising ethical concerns about the potential consequences of manipulating natural systems. Additionally, the survival bunker theory posits that Camp Century was designed as a secure refuge for the elite in the event of a nuclear catastrophe. This theory suggests that the camp was not only a military installation, but also a contingency plan for high-ranking officials and influential figures providing them with a safe haven amid global turmoil. The idea of a survival bunker for the elite resonates with broader fears during the Cold War about nuclear annihilation and the lengths to which those in power might go to ensure their own safety. These theories surrounding Camp Century reflect the complexities of Cold War-era military operations and the myriad ways in which secrecy and speculation can intertwine. While the official narrative presents a straightforward purpose, the various theories invite deeper exploration into the hidden agendas and potential implications of such a unique military installation. As researchers continue to investigate the legacy of Camp Century, these theories serve as a reminder of the enduring mysteries that lie beneath the surface of historical events. The theories surrounding Camp Century, while intriguing, are not without their flaws and criticisms. Each theory presents a narrative that attempts to explain the camp's true purpose, yet they often lack concrete evidence to substantiate their claims. Starting with the outer space theory, which suggests that Camp Century was involved in human survival experiments for extraterrestrial colonization, critics argue that there is little to no documented evidence linking the camp to space exploration initiatives. While the U.S. military did have interests in space during the Cold War, the connection to Camp Century remains tenuous at best. The theory relies heavily on speculation rather than verifiable facts, leading skeptics to question its validity. Furthermore, the notion that the military would conduct such experiments in a secretive manner without any public acknowledgement or documentation raises doubts about the plausibility of this theory. The weather manipulation theory also faces significant scrutiny. While the concept of geoengineering has gained traction in recent years, the idea that Camp Century was a site for weather control experiments lacks substantial backing. Critics point out that manipulating weather patterns on a large scale presents numerous scientific and ethical challenges, making it unlikely that such a project could be successfully executed without detection. Additionally, the absence of credible sources or documentation supporting this theory further undermines its credibility. Lastly, the survival bunker theory posits that Camp Century served as a refuge for the elite in the event of a nuclear disaster. While the fear of nuclear annihilation was prevalent during the Cold War, the idea that a military installation would be repurposed as a secret bunker for high-ranking officials raises questions about logistics and practicality. Critics argue that the infrastructure required to support such a facility would be extensive and difficult to conceal, making it improbable that Camp Century could serve this dual purpose without attracting attention. These theories highlight the importance of critical thinking when evaluating historical narratives. The lack of concrete evidence for many claims surrounding Camp Century invites viewers to approach these theories with skepticism. It is essential to consider the motivations behind such narratives and the potential for misinformation to shape public perception. As we explore the mysteries of Camp Century, we encourage viewers to think critically about the information presented, recognizing that while theories can be captivating, they must be grounded in verifiable facts to hold any weight in historical discourse. Ultimately, the story of Camp Century serves as a reminder of the complexities of military secrecy and the need for careful examination of the narratives that emerge from such enigmatic histories. Camp Century stands as a significant chapter in Cold War history, embodying the complexities of military strategy, technological innovation, and the pervasive atmosphere of secrecy that characterized the era. Established in the late 1950s, this covert U.S. military installation in Greenland was initially presented to the public as a research facility focused on Arctic operations. However, as we explored, its true purpose extended far beyond that, with theories suggesting involvement in nuclear missile deployment, human survival experiments for potential extraterrestrial colonization, and even weather manipulation efforts. Each of these theories, while intriguing, highlights the challenges of discerning fact from speculation, particularly in a context where government secrecy was paramount. The discussions surrounding Camp Century also underscore the implications of government secrecy and the lengths to which military operations can go to maintain strategic advantages. The camp's abrupt closure in the late 1960s, coupled with the lack of clear explanations, has fueled ongoing speculation and skepticism about the true nature of its activities. This secrecy not only raises questions about the ethical considerations of such military initiatives, but also reflects a broader narrative about trust in government institutions. As we navigate the complexities of historical events like Camp Century, it is crucial for viewers to remain critical and discerning about the information presented, recognizing that the truth often lies beneath layers of secrecy and speculation. As we conclude our exploration of Camp Century, we invite you to reflect on the key points discussed and consider the broader implications of what this military installation represents in the context of Cold War history. If you found this content engaging and informative, we encourage you to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others who may be interested in uncovering the mysteries of the past. Your support helps us continue to produce content that delves into fascinating historical narratives and encourages critical thinking about the events that have shaped our world. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and we look forward to bringing you more intriguing stories in the future.